We started Zen from scratch, starting with a clean sheet of paper.
Zen turned out to be a grounds-up design, which doesn't come along very often.
In the life of an engineer, you get to build something this significant once, twice, if you're lucky, 3 times in your lifetime. AMD enables the engineers to go off and innovate and to bring to market what it is that they dream about.
I'm extremely pleased to show you for the first time the name of our new CPU. Now it's time for you to see Ryzen in action. We wanted to disrupt the PC market. We wanted to bring innovation, choice, and performance to as many people as possible. In high-performance PCs, it was about delivering more performance at every single price point.
The Ryzen Threadripper acknowledges that there are people who want to create and game on the same PC and need the scalability and need the performance to do that, and that's what's really exciting about the Threadripper chip.
It was our commitment to our customers that we would deliver to the roadmap that we set out, and momentum is now on our side.
The anticipation around 3rd Gen Ryzen is really impressive. Meet the world's first 16-core gaming processor.
Now, in 2019, 3rd Gen Ryzen is it.
What we did in Zen was push well beyond what we thought we could do. It makes me so proud to be able to look back and say that I was part of that.
Our mission with Ryzen has always been clear. It's about making the right bets 3 to 5 years in advance and making sure that they come to fruition. Our goal is to give you the best. Welcome, everyone. Big welcome to all of you, and thank you all for joining us today. I've been looking forward to this moment all year, and I know many of you have too. It's been a challenging year for everyone as we've navigated the COVID-19 pandemic globally. But one thing we've learned is just how important high-performance computing technologies really are. From work, to school, to gaming, to entertainment, the PC is now the computing platform of choice in 2020. And I'm really excited to show you today what we have been working on for the next-gen PC platforms, and especially for all of you gamers. Now, it's already been an incredible year for gamers. There's so much excitement around the next-gen consoles. We are so proud to power the new Sony PlayStation 5 with a high-performance custom chip featuring our AMD Ryzen CPU and AMD Radeon GPU technology. And we are equally proud that custom AMD processors also power the new Microsoft Xbox Series X and Series S consoles, again, featuring our high-performance Ryzen and Radeon technologies. These consoles are bringing just incredible technology to gamers all over the world, and are really a result of just deep engineering partnerships over many, many years with both Sony and Microsoft. Now, gaming is at the heart of so much of what we do at AMD. Whether you're talking about PCs or consoles or cloud gaming and mobile. AMD loves gaming, and we like to say gaming begins with AMD. So today we're going to talk specifically about our next-gen PC gaming platform. So let's talk a little bit about Ryzen. Now, you guys know we brought the first generation of Ryzen to market in 2017. And we actually had one goal. it was to build the best PC desktop processor possible. Now, we knew we wouldn't
Сейчас
get
они
there in
готовы
one
показать
step,
новое
but
поколение.
with each generation of Ryzen, it's gotten better. And we focused on how do we deliver more performance? How do we deliver the best features? And how do we give more capabilities to all of you PC enthusiasts so that you can do more than you ever thought with your desktop or in your notebook? And we've made great, great progress. We started with Ryzen in desktops, and then we introduced Ryzen Threadripper in high-end desktops. And now, actually, Ryzen is in many amazing notebook systems with our Ryzen 4000 series. I think it's safe to say that AMD loves the PC, and I think also it's safe to say that PC users love Ryzen. So we really appreciate that. Now look, let's just focus on the desktop for a few minutes. The progress we have made over the last few years has been really amazing. If you look at the market before Ryzen, the desktop PC was on sort of an incremental performance slope for the last many years. Now, over the past 3 years, we've significantly changed that trajectory and really completely reset expectations as we've gone from first-gen Ryzen to second-gen, now to third-gen Ryzen. We were the first to launch a 7-nanometer desktop processor, and today, third-gen Ryzen leads in so many areas. We're the highest in multi-threaded performance. We are the best in terms of power efficiency, and third-gen Ryzen is an absolutely great gaming processor. But as you know, we're really ambitious. So our work with Ryzen is never done. Our engineers have been on this maniacal focus of what can we do more? What can we do better? So today, we're here to talk about our brand new CPU core. You've all been waiting for it. It's all about Zen 3. And with Zen 3, we focused again on bringing the best to the PC market. I'm so proud of what we've accomplished. Zen 3 increases our lead in overall performance. It increases our lead in power efficiency. And also now, it delivers the best single-threaded performance and gaming performance as well. We've made massive changes in the core architecture, and I'm sure all of you want to know what's inside Zen 3. So let me hand it over to AMD CTO Mark Papermaster to give you all the details. Mark?
Well, thank you, Lisa. I couldn't be more excited than to share a little bit more about Zen 3 and our progression to get here. It's been quite a journey. We set a course over 5 years ago to design a family of high-performance x86 CPUs. Our goal, very simply, outright leadership. We set up the team so that development of multiple processor generations could be done in parallel, with designers leapfrogging from one generation to another. This has resulted in consistent delivery to the market as promised. I could not be more proud than to help unveil our third generation of Zen Core debuting in Ryzen desktops this fall. It is a beast in performance and will deliver absolute leadership in the x86 market. Zen brought us back into high performance with a 52% improvement in instruction per clock in a single generation. It built a strong base for us to build upon as we developed the Zen family. Last year, Zen 2 brought double-digit % increase in instruction per clock and debuted 7-nanometer in chiplet technology. That 7-nanometer efficiency enabled leadership, multi-core performance, and core density. The innovative chiplet implementation allowed us ease of manufacturing with the small 7-nanometer die and scalability to leadership core counts. And now Zen 3. Wow, what a great job by the design team to improve every aspect of the CPU, delivering leadership performance in that same 7-nanometer node. Higher frequency, higher instruction per clock, with design improvements across all of the CPU components, and lower latency on top of that. You look at some of the key elements. There's a new layout of our processor that brings all the cores onto a unified 8-core complex.
Так, прошу
and that
за задержку.
accelerates core-to-core communication.
Меня хорошо слышно?
Especially helpful for gaming workloads. That consolidation
Так,
actually allows every core to directly access
десктопный
the
процессор
32
на
megabytes of L3
19%.
cache. And that dramatically accelerates workloads
Прирост.
that are latency sensitive, like gaming.
8
And
ядер,
finally,
но это
significant changes throughout
было
the Zen
обещано.
3 architecture, generating a 19% instruction per clock uplift. That's
8
on top
ядер — это самое, наверное, оптимальное решение
just in the mid of last year
для
with
игрового
Zen 2.
ПК.
Altogether, Zen 3 is our most significant architectural update yet across the Zen family.
Кстати, интересный факт, ребят.
The Zen 3 flow
Первым инвестором
and
AMD был
integer execution
глава,
more flexible,
сейчас
and
скажу,
allows us to
Intel.
deliver more execution
Глава
capability
Intel.
to the user at a lower latency. We've increased the number of loads and stores that we can do versus Zen 2, helping us feed those wider execution
Когда ж нам уже
capabilities
покажут
of Zen 2.
интересное?
We've added more branch prediction bandwidth. It allows Zen 3 to tackle back-to-back predictions much more quickly,
Мы ждем
reducing the
самое
delay,
интересное.
call it zero bubble. These innovations keep Zen 3 ahead of the industry norm on generational improvements and position
Так, показывает
Zen
нам
3-based Ryzen
их
to
рост.
be a clear desktop performance leader. Microprocessor performance engineering never has one single bullet. It takes focused microprocessor engineering. It's a broad set of improvements that
Давайте-ка я
are needed
уменьшу.
to make a great architecture. It takes innovation on all of the key levers.
Вот
Zen
так
3
должно
is a
быть лучше.
total front-to-back redesign. The microarchitecture had laser focus on performance on every element. End-to-end improvements, caching, load store, our execution units, our prefetching, our dispatch, our decode. Zen 2, in fact, had been organized with two 4-core cache complexes. And it was
Так, это,
tightly
по-моему,
integrated. That was a very
ядра.
good design, but what we found is that we
GPU,
brought that together into
GPU.
that
Ну
single
да.
unified cache core
Показывает, как
complex,
размещены
that we
ядра.
brought that direct access to 32 megabytes of L3 cache rather than the 16 megabytes that we have with Zen 2. That direct access to a cache pool of this size is very significant for gaming. They tend to make frequent use, of course, of the memory subsystem, and in fact, many games have a dominant thread. And that makes especially heavy use of the cache, and that thread now sees L3 cache in Zen 3. So every core can now communicate directly to the cache without traversing across the die, and that reduces latency. And it stays synchronized for applications using AI, audio, physics, and more. You can see that we continue our relentless commitment to energy efficiency with every generation. We're always honing our design methodologies to focus on performance per watt, even as we make the processors faster for gamers. Zen 3 is no different, delivering up to 24% improvement in power efficiency versus the prior generation. That's double-digit per watt uplift in the same process node. And that's on top of all the architectural changes that we drove in to drive up the performance. Our commitment to energy efficiency across time has put us in the driver's seat. Today, we're more
Почти
than
в 3 раза
2.8x
быстрее.
more efficient than competing high-end desktop processors. And that's only a strengthening of the leadership that we
Но
demonstrated
это
during the prior
офигенный
Zen 2
прирост.
era.
Это больше, чем
We will
50%,
not let up going forward.
как
We're
нам и
focused on
обещали.
execution. Zen 3 is shipping as promised in the 5-nanometer Zen 4 on track in design. The AMD team is hitting on all
Так,
cylinders.
сколько?
There's no shortage
7
of
нанометров также,
the
но,
next
скорее всего,
generation
7
Zen
нанометров так,
processors to keep
ну,
AMD
плюс.
in the forefront and
А вот
deliver
Zen
the
4
best
готовится
user
5
experience
нанометров.
for our
Это
customers.
все. Это
Thank you.
Intel
Let
может
me
их не
welcome back
догнать
Lisa to now
просто-напросто.
show off our Zen 3
Он их не
new
догонит.
Ryzen processors.
Thank you, Mark. That was great.
Не
I'm
за
so
что, не за
proud of
что.
what the team has accomplished with Zen 3. We really focused on what is most important for gamers and enthusiasts. And at 19% IPC increase, it's our largest increase generation over generation since we launched the Zen family. So now let's see Zen 3 in action. I'm so proud to show you for the very
Ох
first
ты, какой.
time the AMD Ryzen 5000 series for high performance
Смотри, какой
PCs.
красавец.
The world's first Zen 3 powered CPU. This is the AMD Ryzen 9 5900X.
ГПУ, мы это
12
все видим.
cores, 24 threads, and a boost up to 4.8 gigahertz. It's a very special product.
Ryzen 9 5900X.
Compared to the 3900
Это всё.
XT, the 5900X has 19% higher IPC, higher clock
105
speeds,
ватт жрет.
and all
Ну,
of the
конечно,
Zen 3 core
прожорливый.
improvements that Mark talked about, all while remaining at 105 watts. This makes Ryzen 5900X
12
a big
ядер,
upgrade from
24
third-gen Ryzen all
потока.
around,
4,8 ГГц.
Now let me turn it over to Robert Halleck to show you the
Офигеть,
5900X
12-ядерный процессор.
Thanks, Lisa. Hey everyone, let me give you a sense of just how much faster the 5900X is compared to our current best, the 3900 XT. To do that, we're going to use Shadow of the Tomb Raider, a game I personally love, and a game reviewers often look at to judge CPU performance. We're going to run the built-in benchmark here at 1080p.
Так, показывает сравнение прошлого поколения и вот этого Zen 3. Zen 2 и Zen 3, в общем. Прирост 28%, если мы видим в Tomb Raider показывал Zen 2 141 FPS, то сейчас 181, но это же непонятно в связке с какой видеокартой.
But that's what AMD customers like me can look forward to. This truly demonstrates the gaming strength for Zen 3 when you combine the historic IPC uplift, unified cores, and unified cache pools. Now, as we zoom out to look at a wider set of games, you can see that the 28% uplift in Shadow of the Tomb Raider
PUBG, Dota, ну понятно, короче, все самые популярные игры показывают, прирост есть. Battlefield в 5 плюс 5%, ну такое себе, если честно. CSGO плюс 46, ну куда ж без CS-очки. Там все же хотят 300 FPS, да, непонятно, что они дают, правда.
An average performance improvement of 26%.
В общем, это поколение дает 26% прироста в общей сложности. 3900 XT это 5900X просто более разогнанный.
Strong gaming performance relies on strong single-core performance. That's exactly what Zen 3 has. And I want to show you using Cinebench R20 single-thread. There are many ways to assess single-thread performance, but Cinebench is a fast.
Обработка идет гораздо быстрее.
And it's one of the 25 workloads that we used.
Не, это круто, это круто. В монтаже обработка быстрее.
As you can see, the 5900X is the first desktop processor to ever break a 600 score. We don't break it by a little, we break it by a lot. With a score of 631. We at AMD heard you loud and clear.
Вот этого я не понимаю, если честно.
Continue investing in single-core performance, and the results speak for themselves. The combination of IPC, frequency, cores, and cache give AMD the fastest cores in the desktop market and give you the best possible gaming performance. So let's take that landmark core performance into a head-to-head battle. Across the same set of games you just saw, the AMD Ryzen 9 5900X is a clear winner at 1080p. As I promised you, AMD wins in Shadow of the Tomb Raider by +6.
Плюс 6, плюс минус 3 в Battlefield. Так, это вот этого я не понял, если честно.
League of Legends and CSGO are once again standout victories.
Тут на самом деле можно понять, потому что не все разработчики готовы под такую мощь подстраиваться. В основном все подстраиваются под NVIDIA и под Intel, потому что у них, ну, под них проще. В AMD никто не верит до сих пор.
I will put it plainly. We know that you're going to wait for benchmarks.
5900X, но это самый топовый, наверное, получается будет. Только интересно, почему 59 40-го не было, получается, 4000 серии, только 3000, и тут 5000 серия сразу. Может, 4000 позже будут, как более бюджетные варианты.
I hope you're all now convinced that the Ryzen 9 5900X is the best gaming processor in the world.
У меня вообще 1000 серия до сих пор стоит, Ryzen 3.
We have a great choice for every gamer or PC enthusiast. In addition to the 5900X, we have the 5800X.
Так, Ryzen 7 будет 5800, так, Ryzen 5 5600, Ryzen 3, но Ryzen 3 пока не показывает, потому что это более бюджет. 8 ядер, 6 ядер. Ну, 8 ядерный это самое то.
Now let's talk about price and availability.
36 мегабайт кэша тоже сойдет.
Is $299.
Конечно, мне интересен Ryzen 9 и 59, 12 ядер, 24 потока, 3,7 ГГц стандарт. Немножко слукавили. Объясню потом.
We love our enthusiasts, and there's one more processor in our stack, which is the ultimate processor for gaming and content creation.
5000-я серия.
Who want the very best processor in a desktop PC, we have the 16-core Ryzen 9 5950X.
Не, ну это уровень. Все равно 16 ядер, 32 потока, 72 мегабайта кэша, это, конечно, жесть. В бусте 4,9, почти 5 ГГц. Не, Intel сосет лапу, все, это однозначно. Хотя я не хочу Intel обидеть, я все-таки сидел на Intel. Intel Core 5 там какой-то, 4-го либо 5-го поколения.
Now let's take a look at some of the performance. If we look at the generational uplift from the 3950X to the 5950X, we see up to 27% more performance in CAD workloads and 12% more performance in rendering workloads. More impressively, we see up to 29% more gaming performance. And this is really how we bring the best of both worlds together. The best for gamers and the best for creators. And now, if you put 5950X against the top of the stack from the competition,
почему они всегда сравнивают свой процессор на Tomb Raider? Никто не знал, что в прошлой презентации Zen 2, когда показывали, что в этой. А потому что это одна из немногих игр, которая заточена под AMD. Надо в Tomb Raider поиграть на своем Ryzen 3. Что, будем Tomb Raider снимать? $800. Это слишком много. Это очень много, ребят.
But you guys send me a lot of notes and a lot of tweets, and I know that you're not just excited about Ryzen 5000 series, but there's
Это 60 тысяч. 60 тысяч будет стоить топовый процессор. Radeon. Что, прости? Вы видеокарты обещали показать 28 числа. Новая видеокарточка. Да, не верю.
Absolutely gorgeous and by far the most powerful gaming GPU we have ever built. We got a lot of requests from our fans on social, and I heard a whole conversation on the Full Nerd last week about wanting to see Zen 3 and Big Navi in action.
Это когда они представляли карту.
From AMD Ryzen 9 5900X
Radeon R7, что ли? Не, R7 был другой вроде. Более такой строгий. 60 тысяч топовый процессор. AMD 6000 серии. Так, показывает нам какой-то отрывок с игры.
In addition to Borderlands 3, here's a bit more of a performance preview on Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Gears of War 5 at ultra settings in 4K. And again, what you see is tremendous 4K performance across the board. We still have a few weeks until launch, and the team is working really hard on fine-tuning things. But I hope you're as excited as we are about what Ryzen 5000
3000 серии NVIDIA, по-моему.
can do together for your next generation PC. So that brings us to the end. I hope you enjoyed today. It's been so much fun spending time with you.
RX 6000 серия, это Radeon видеокарта, которые нам должны они тоже предоставить.
And make sure
всю
you mark your
информацию про
calendar for
нее.
November 5th to find Ryzen 5000 series on shelf worldwide. Take care and see you soon.
Ну что ж, можно тут обсудить-то. Zen 3 порвет всех. Radeon 6000 серию мы увидим с вами 28 числа. Не, AMD молодцы. Они показали четко, коротко, ясно. В общем, на этом все. Пишите комментарии, обсуждаем эту тему, поднимаем. В следующем ролике, если эта тема поднимется, то мы обсудим. Всем пока.